Hi everyone, I'm sorry about this live streaming business, but I just got on and YouTube have just changed the rules as of yesterday. But anyway, I'm going to continue on and show you how I create lovely little birdies from Scribble with my pen. So this is the pen here that I'm using, and I've got a few here to show you that I actually have already done, but I'll do them again. So that's a little peacock. They're just sort of like character birds. That one there I just did with the scribble. There's a little simple one. This one was done, I did the squash the brush down first. So these are the little demos I'm going to do quickly for you. Again, just making up the little shapes. Very much a scribble one. So I'm really sorry about this, but I don't know why they changed the rules, because I put one up on YouTube the other day and there was no problem. Not to worry. Okay, I'm going to get started. I'm just going to move the camera down now so you can watch. Right. This little one here I did with this funny looking handmade brush that I made. So I'm not suggesting that you go out and make a brush, even though they're lots of fun. I'm suggesting that you go out and get some twigs from the garden. So this is what I did, and we'll just see what we can. So these are the marks that I'm making. For me to make all of those marks with a single brush is too much work. So that's what I did, and I'm now going to turn it into a, what can we turn it into? Okay, I'll just start and you see what you think you can make from it. So I'm just doing the, I'm using a, what's this one here, Uni pen, 0.07. So what I'm doing here is just these little, I think you'll guess what it's going to be. Just doing it really quickly. Put it this way, I wouldn't want to pick one of these up. There we go. Little echidna. So here's another one here with the strokes going a different way. So he could be a, it could be the start of a peacock as well. So I'm just doing it really quickly, and I've got really cute little faces. Sometimes they just roll up into a ball. So that's that one there. Now this one here, I don't know what I'm going to make from that, but just watch and see. I think I'll just give it a bit of a, actually I'll use my smaller pen. Just do a bit of scribble and a few. So there's that one there. This one here is, again, these were all done with this brush here that I made, but you can get twigs out of the garden as well to see what you'd like to make from them with a leaf, etc. Twigs, it's amazing. Feathers are really good. So this one here I'm going to make into a real little scribble fluffy bird. Like a little one that's just fallen out of the nest. Actually, it looks a bit like an owl now. Yeah, I'll make him an owl. Big eyes. He's on the branch. So there he is. So then we get to making just brush marks. So these here, I just stamp down the brushes. I'll hold it side on. And this is one here that I did before. So I just put funny little long legs on him. Okay, so I'll do this one first. To me, this one looks like a parrot. Put a few little feathers there. Well, he needs to be on a branch, I think. So that's the parrot. So I look at the different shapes and sort of work out. Sometimes they look like a chook. That one looks like a pink chook. Make that the tail, I think, and then these head can go down there. So I'll just see what I can make. This one here looks like a pigeon to me. So they have a little, I'm just going to put a few little feathers on. And they have a little head just popping out here. It's on the ground. I might do a cast shadow. So that's that little one there. So I just put a little head on it. This one here looks like a fish. This one here, I could turn that into a emu. He's got a sort of a, I have trouble getting the, they have the long legs, but I'll have to take his head up here. You have to go up behind her. And so on and so forth. So he had to go up behind the other one, I'm afraid. So you can go outside the lines, the mark that you've made with the watercolour, that's fine. So this is a little one sitting on her nest. She's all curled up. She's going to lay an egg. That's that one there. So I just literally squashed the brush down. This one here looks like a pink chook to me. Not that we have pink chooks, but it'll just be, or a pigeon. You can put as much pen and ink on them as you like. See, of course, this is just the practice before you actually copy real birds. I really believe in just using your imagination a little bit. You learn so much and you actually will see so much more detail when you've made it up and then you go and look at an actual photo. There he is. So what I was doing, I'll just quickly show you the brush marks. So if I use, for instance, I like the navy blue and the brown and this colour here, it's quite nice. I love that combination. So I'm just going to roll my brush in the brown and see what I get. So this one here, just point it down, you can just squash it. So that could be very much like any of these that I've done, but it's just interesting just doing this, even getting more of a point. or even just squashing it down and seeing what you get. That could be a really fluffy little bird. So these are just the fun marks that I've made with my brushes, and then I put pen work over the top of them. This one here I used a bigger brush, but he's got sort of the pink and the green on that, and then I just put long legs on them. What I want you to do is to just make up birds, not to be worrying too much. It's just really great to just make marks and just see what you get. So this, again, this is a little contour drawn bird. So I'll do him again. So I just sort of started with the body. Again, I know they've got a head and they have a tail and a beak and an eye. So however I make the shape and I start with, depends on what sort of bird he's going to be. But here's the body of a bird I'm going to do. And he can have his beak there like that. You know, sometimes they have quite long feathers. Actually, this looks like a little lovebird now. See how you just start seeing, because they're quite stumpy and they have little short, what do you call them, claws on there, and these on a, but this could be a little fat fellow like that. So the other thing you can do is draw them up with your pen, and hopefully it's dried, and just splatter or just paint on. Just a suggestion, this one's not quite dry, but the pen is there, the pen work, and yes, you have to wait for it to dry. This is a waterproof pen, but I didn't wait for it to dry. But even just doing that sort of look where it's just doing the pen and ink, and then just scribbling with it. And this is the scribble one I'm doing here now. And then letting it dry and really then coming back and just putting some lovely colours on it. So this is just look to see what sort of shape feathers they have. So I'm not lifting my pen off the paper, I'm just so this is me just doing this. And then you can just, I'll get a smaller brush. Actually, I could, yeah. I love this brush here. This is what we call a fat liner. I know I should wait for it to dry, but I haven't got time. So I'm just going to put some calligraphy marks on this one. Pink. Oh, there are the birds. Bit of orange. Might put a little bit of pale blue on his tummy. Then I am going to get my spray bottle. This is just a really little fine mist one. And I can just spray it a bit. Sometimes they work out. He looks quite cute. It's just a little, you can see the side on. See, the pen work is there. You can see it's a bird, so I'm just having fun with the colour. I don't care if it dribbles down either. You can always go over them, like this little one here that slightly ran before. You know, you can go back in then and put a few little feather marks, like that. And colour in his heads. Doesn't matter if it runs out a little bit. Gives them a bit more personality, I think. And then you can just, if you need to lift a bit off, you can. So that's painting them really loosely with watercolour, but they're quite lovely actually, aren't they? This is another little one that I did. That was just from a squashing a brush down, and then you can see that I just drew a little body. Put long legs on them, short legs on them. This is one that I did, a scribble one. And I think this little fellow's my favourite. So I'll do him before we end up here. So this is the idea of doing your pen work first and then putting the colour on later on. So I just sort of started with a little, the body of the peacock, which I have no idea what it looks like, but anyway, I'll do it anyway. And he has feathers, and then I just went out like this. Added a few side wings. He ended up having quite a bit of character, this one. Gave him some longer legs. As I say, we're doing little caricatures of these birds. So then I just started doing like, they look like roses, but they're just to represent the feathers of the peacock that has that lovely pattern on them in the going down the different little feathers. Few little feathers on his tummy. I'll take them off the page a bit. And I used those colours there, plus a purple, pretty pink purple. Unfortunately, I've run out of my favourite paints, the Daniel Smith ones, so I need a trip to the art shop. Unfortunately, we're not meant to be leaving. I think art is a necessity in this day and age, don't you? Particularly what we're going through at the moment. This is why I'm doing these online classes here, just to, to just let people just play and doodle and have fun. But I've got the online classes, of course. They go for quite some time, but they're actual lessons with lots of printouts and things. So this looks like a big flower arrangement, doesn't it? And then I'm pretending that I, for somebody starting straight off and not really knowing about watercolour, this is basically what the technique is. Dry paper, when you're starting. So I was just doing just painting a little bit of the mauve on, pinky mauve. And then we'll get the lovely green. So that was the green, and this is the mauve that I use. Isn't it gorgeous? Normally a pink and green can make mud, but these two are very close because of the blue, the amount of blue in this green. So it won't make mud, it'll just go a darker pink. And then I'll add a little bit of the blue. Dotty it. And then let's spray it and see what happens. Just is. bit of a ground pattern. And there you have him. He's cute. So that one I sprayed and this one I didn't. So I think that will culminate for today's class. Again, just I'll put these photos up on Instagram, and tomorrow I'm doing a class, Everything Roses. So I will put it up on IGTV and on my Facebook. Okay, everybody, I hope you enjoyed the little fun exercise. Bye for now.